Saints. My name is Marianna.
Hi Saints, my name is Jeffrey.
I am Marianna.
I am Bivan Tessie.
Lay people have a mandate to spread the gospel in their concrete circumstances through the witnessing in their lives. In simpler words, it's just be the Bible that people out there are going to read. And on that note, I welcome you to a brand new episode of Catholic Faith Forum brought to you by Dominican Media. I am Marianna, and today we'll be talking about the vital role of the lay faithful in the Catholic Church. With me on this episode, I have two distinguished guests. If you know the people I brought for you, hey, you're going to thank me, you're going to pay me. But it's all right. We'll be knowing them immediately after this break. So stay tuned. Welcome back, Saints. Yes, you're still watching Catholic Faith Forum, brought to you by Dominican Media. And as I said earlier, our topic today is on the vital role of the lay faithful in the Catholic Church. And to discuss this topic with me, I have with me Mr. Ikechukwu Ezechukwu, and he is the Laity Council Chairman, Yabadineri. And I also have with me here in the studio, Mrs. Ezike Monica, who happens to be the chairperson of St. Augustine Catholic Chaplaincy Laity Council. Thank you very much for joining me on this episode.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. You guys are looking radiant. I hope the word guys is okay, but you chair people are looking radiant.
Thank you.
So how has it been since you became, Miss Monica, how has it been since you became the chairperson of the Laity Council in your parish? How's it been? How's the journey?
Wow, to God be the glory. It's been so tasky, so time consuming, and it has really taught me to have the spirit of patience, endurance, and having to have these eagle eyes everywhere to see that even those things that seems to be hidden are brought to light.
Okay, I know that they call you Mother Church. All right, to Almighty Dineri Chairman, how has it been? You know, your tenure, how has it been?
Well, it's been challenging and okay. I know it's different from operating in the parish level than at general level.
Yeah, and I know that you've served at different levels in the Catholic Church. You know, what has given you that strength, that tenacity to keep moving on, keep serving, no matter the challenges?
Well, I can say it's the upbringing, because from as a little child, I'm trained from the block rosary level down there, then from the block rosary to other groups, auto servers. So it's been like that in the home. My dad was like that, and mom. So it's been the upbringing. So it gives you get satisfaction when you serve like that, not seen as anything. So that encourages you to keep on doing what you're doing best, just for the service of God.
All right, let's dive into our topic for today. So who are the lay faithful, Mr. Ikechukwu?
The lay faithful are everybody or anybody who is not part of the clergy or the religious. As long as you're not a priest or reverend sisters or brothers, you are the lay faithful. No matter the society you belong to, whether you're a knight or charismatic member, or what, as long as you're not in a clergy or you're not in the religious order, you are a lay faithful.
Okay, so how can the people of God, Ms. Ezike, how can the people of God better serve, you know, in the church community? You know, the clergy, they are doing their own job, but then the lay faithful, what can they do in order to keep spreading the word?
Well, there are quite a lot of activities they could actually do in the church to help the clergy. We have the liturgical ministry, where we have the choir, the lectors, the church warden, who also help to carry out most of these functions during Mass. And we also have some other groups like that, like you have the church governance, where you have the pastoral council. So by so doing, they also help in taking decisions and helping the growth of the church. So by so doing, it also reduces the responsibility of the clergy. You know, unlike then in those days where the priest takes the reading, they do other things. Even sometimes they don't even get to sing at Mass. And Mass can actually take place without singing hymns or taking all other aspects.
Okay, okay. That's actually a great one because some people just tend to, okay, you attend church just on Sunday and that's how they see the church. But then from what you've said, there are other different groups, little societies that we could join in order to help push the word that we're trying to preach, you know, in the gospel that we're trying to preach out there. Okay, so that's fine. So beyond parish activities, how can the lay faithful live out their faith in their daily lives, you know, outside the church, Mr. Ikechukwu?
Beyond parish activities, like as a Christian, people should also see you as a Christian outside. Not by being told, but by your actions, the way you live your life. Not just a churchgoer, they only see you, okay, when you come to church, they recognize you, but outside, the life you live should tell that you're a Christian. You should be someone that you look up to in terms of, they're looking for the truth in the compound, they're trying to get the thing. So let's meet this person. This is a Christian. He will always be on the side of the truth. So that is how you should live your life. Not only people recognizing you in your church and not outside. So live your life like people would just see you and say, yes, this person is a Christian. So you don't need to tell them I am a Christian before they know. Your attitude, your lifestyle and everything. They see you as a reliable person. See you as somebody they can reach out to when they are seeking for the truth. That shows that you're a Christian and not when you tell them. So your lifestyle should say you are a Christian.
We should read the Bible.
Should the Bible that you're preaching. You should just live that life. And when people see you, they say, truly, yes, this person is a Christian.
Okay. So what is the particular purpose of the laity in the church?
The laity is to help govern, like the laity as a council, help galvanize activities of the groups, the societies and all that. It's a gathering of the lay faithful. It coordinates the activities of the societies and the groups, helping the priesthood, because like I was talking about evangelizing or evangelization, reaching out to people, the priest cannot do that anymore. But through the lay organizations in the church, they do that for the priest. Like you have the Legion of Mary who go out for hospital visitation. When they encounter issues that requires assistance of the priest, they get back to the priest. Some also other groups who have the charismatic who go for evangelization. So these are ways the laity does the activities, helping the church grow. So the council mobilizes the societies for them to function better and for people to exercise that their responsibility as a Christian. Because like we were saying, some are just churchgoers and some are not. But those who are already giving themselves to participate in these activities, by partaking in going out and doing, they help the church to grow. So the laity helps when they get reports of what they have encountered or things they need to do. The laity council gathers it and takes it back to the priest, who now acts on them to make it better.
Okay, so the laity is like an umbrella for all the societies. Exactly. Okay, so how best, Mr. Ezike, do you think we can help garner, you know, people's interest in joining societies in the church? How can we get them to see the importance of joining little societies that will help to build the church?
It starts from the church identifying. Sometimes there are people who come to church and they, just like you said, the Sunday medicine people. There are times these people do have some talents, they have the knowledge. Even by seeing them, you can actually tell. But sometimes you need to approach them. Okay. Where, let's just say, okay, for instance, like I used to tell my people, they keep saying they don't have members in their society, the number is growing. There are times I ask questions. When you sit with someone you don't know, try to make acquaintance with such person. Oh, how are you? Good morning. How do you do? What do you belong to? What society are you? By so doing, some will tell you, oh, I only come on Sunday. Oh, there is this group you can join, like our priest did on Sunday when he welcomed new members to the church. And they came out to the front of the church and he asked them, what society do you belong to? Two were already in choir. Another one said she's a chorister, but she has not joined. Another one said she's in a legion. Right there and there, I just said, oh, will you like to be a member of lectors? And she was like, oh, wow. And we had to go after such person. So the church should do well. Firstly, bringing up training programs for leaders, more like a training, a seminar, encouraging people to partake so that they can understand the essence of these roles and responsibilities. Because some from afar, they will tell you, I can't be in finance committee. Some will tell you, I don't want to be here. Why? Because we have some introverts in their midst. And if you allow them be, they will surely go away with their talent. So when you encourage such persons, after organizing such programs, you encourage them to come, it also helps them to understand the essence of why this group is there, how they function, what they do, what responsibility do they have to carry out, and the roles they play. And it brings a spark into them and see the need of actually being part of church activities.
Okay, thank you very much for that one. But then we'll be going on a break right now. Let's get to know who the Saint of the Week is.
Our saint of the week is Saint John of the Cross. Saint John of the Cross was born Jepes Alvarez on June 24, 1542 in Fontivero, Spain, to a poor family. His father, a merchant, died when he was young, and his mother, struggling financially, placed him in a boarding school. He experienced early hardship and poverty, which influenced his deep sense of compassion for the suffering. At age 21, he entered the Carmelite order at Bis de Segura and took the name John of the Cross. John's spiritual journey was shaped by his intense desire for union with God. After being ordained as a priest in 1567, he began to develop his mystical spirituality, which focused on detachment from the world and a profound relationship with God. His commitment to living a life of poverty, humility, and prayer led him to meet Saint Teresa of Avila, the prominent reformer of the Carmelite order. Together, Saint Teresa and Saint John worked to reform the Carmelites, establishing the Discalced Carmelites, a more austere branch of the order that emphasized simplicity and prayer. John's mystical experiences and commitment to this reform led to tensions with his fellow Carmelites, and he was arrested by his own order in 1577. During his imprisonment in Toledo, where he was held for about 9 months, St. John experienced intense physical and emotional suffering. However, these hardships led to some of his most significant spiritual insights. It was during this period that he composed some of his most famous works, including The Dark Night of the Soul, where he describes the soul's journey towards union with God through purification and the dark nights of suffering and spiritual dryness. After his release, St. John continued his reform work, establishing Carmelite monasteries and fostering spiritual growth in the new Discalced order. Despite continued opposition from those in the established Carmelite order, he remained committed to his mission. His writings, notably Ascent of Mount Carmel and The Dark Night, emphasized the necessity of detachment, humility, and total surrender to God. These texts have become fundamental for understanding the mystical theology of the Christian soul's journey to God. His teaching centers on the purification of the soul, particularly through suffering, to reach divine union. St. John's health began to decline, and he died on December 14, 1591, at the age of 49 in Ubeda, Spain. He was canonized by Pope Benedict XIII in 1726 and later declared a Doctor of the Church by Pope Pius XI in 1926, recognizing his profound influence on Catholic spirituality. His feast day is celebrated on December 14th, and his writings continues to serve as a source of guidance and inspiration for those on the mystical path of faith. His life and work exemplify the transformative power of love, suffering, and prayer in the Christian journey. Saint John of the Cross, pray for us.
Welcome back, Saints. Yes, we're still talking about the vital role of the lay faithful in the Catholic Church. And I have my guests here who are deciphering this topic for us. So I will be asking you, Mr. Ikechukwu, how can the church better support and empower lay people to take leadership roles? Because most times they run away from it. When you call for election, on that day, all the members of that society wouldn't come. I know you can testify to that. You call for election and nobody wants to take the post. So everybody says, I am busy, I am busy, I am busy. So how can we empower these people to actually take up these positions, even though they feel like they are busy?
And just like you said just now about training and organizing seminars, currently the Lagos Archdiocese, the Catholic Lagos Archdiocese is organizing a program for leaders for over 2 years or 3 years now, leading for mission training. Yeah. So they encourage everybody, as long as you're a member of a society, you're a member of the church, partake in this training. They train people on how to be leaders in the church and how to have engaging Christian community. So they have series or modules of trainings they take you through. We have some for 6 months, and it's a continuous thing on how to be a Christian leader, how to lead the church, and how to be different aspects of leadership training they give. So it's currently ongoing, and they've been encouraging members of the church to register and partake in this training free of charge. So the training is not just about church leadership, also leadership outside, how to be a good leader, whether in the church or outside. So they've been encouraging people to be part of that. So that is a huge way, especially in Lagos Archdiocese, for people to turn out to be good leaders. The training, I've gone through the training, and every other persons who are in the leadership position are encouraged to be part of the training. Even the church are even saying if you don't go through that training, you won't even be allowed to participate in getting elected. So they want everybody to understand what it means to be a leader. So it is a huge way in this archdiocese for that training to be happening, and people have been encouraged. Even currently it's still ongoing. It's an ongoing thing. Yeah, it's a yearly training. So people are encouraged to partake in that leading for faith mission, leading for mission training, so that you get to understand what
the church is doing their part already.
They are doing their part already. So it's we now, the lay faithful, that needs to embrace it. Because most times people will say because of work, they can't be available for the physical training. There's online ones. So we have both physical training and online training. You partake in it. So you can't say you are not available because of work, but you can be available online to take the training. So it's now for us to be available to be part of that leadership training so that we turn out to become good Christian leaders. And when we go into the outside world, the political leadership, also turn out to be good leaders also.
Okay, so now using you as an example, you've been chairman of several committees, and right now you're the chairman of the Yaba Dinari Laity Council. How will you say you've been able to merge that with, you know, your own personal life, work life, and the rest of it?
Like I said, no, started
Is there any
early.
hack?
Huh?
Any hack you want to give us?
There's really no hack. It's about being dedicated to what you set out to do and also creating time for other things. You have to understand that this time is for this and this for that. The church, in its wisdom, has made it possible that you don't come to church alone and be crying without working. You have to also give time for work. So you allocate time for work and allocate time for the things you do. Sunday, except some persons who work on Sundays, so some days you come and you go home. Then other days, usually early in the morning or in the evening for the program. So it's about allocating time for the things that matter, because if you're just going to church or doing your thing and you're not working, how do you earn a living? How do you survive in this current situation? So you just allocate time for work and allocate time for this, and then asking the grace of God to be upon you, because for you to be able to manage it based on Nigeria's situation, it takes the grace of God to do that. So it's basically anchoring on God's grace and also creating time for other things.
Okay, Ms. Ezike, I'll ask you the same question. You know, have you been able to, you're a mommy, you're a teacher, you know, you're also the chairman, the chairperson rather. So how have you been able to manage it?
If I should say I do know how I've been doing it, it's a big lie. It's just the grace of God. Sometimes I just don't know where the energy comes from. And like my chairman said, is that spirit of dedication. If you set out to do something, and for the fact that responsibility had been placed on an individual, I am not the fan of you are given responsibility and you do it lackadaisically. No, that's not my way. What is worth doing is worth doing well. If I feel I want to achieve success, then I need to give it my time. It's just an office you hold for a short period of time. So what comes to my mind is, if I end my tenure, what will people say? What kind of legacy do I want to leave behind? What kind of track do I want those coming behind to step on? I wouldn't want the case when I finish, then I want to run away from my chaplaincy.
Yeah.
Why some people do that. I want to run away. Why? Because maybe I didn't do something right, or I'm saying something I should have done. Then I'm like, because I can't get back there again. So the best thing is, do what you are supposed to do with the fear of God. Because you are leading people. They are not animals.
Commitment is also...
Yes. So if you have people who are looking up to you, then that standard, you need to keep working on it. And give preference to that which you have been called for. Because I will want a case when, because another fear in me is, if death comes, what kind of tribute do I want people to give to me? Which I'm even planning the day I want to do birthday, something. I'll just say, okay, please do the tribute while I'm alive. Let me know what you have to say about me, so that I'll appreciate it more, and not when I'm dead.
When you're dead. Yes. Thank you very much for that one. Well, at this point in time, we need to know more about our faith, so stay tuned.
Hi Saints, my lovely people. Welcome to a beautiful and exciting episode of Know Your Faith. I'm Jeffrey, your e-catechist. Now today's question is a fun one. How many seasons are there in the Catholic Church? With you. Before I continue, enter that comment section first and type. Let me know. Then I'll come and read it. We hit the streets to ask people what they think. Now let's see how they did. Let's see the real Catholics and the Catholics. Some of those answers were spot on and some were, let's just say, interesting. Now let's get into the real answer. In the Catholic Church, we have a liturgical calendar and it's divided into 5 seasons, right? There is Advent. This is a season of preparation and anticipation for the coming of Christ. It begins 4 Sundays before Christmas. 2, Christmas, the season that celebrates the birth of Jesus Christ. It starts on December 25th and lasts until the baptism of the Lord. Before we move forward, let me just say something. See that December period, when all of you are doing oblate. You can see what you're supposed to be doing. Advent, Christmas, spending time with Jesus, celebrating. I'm not going to talk too much. Carry on your oblate, but know what you're supposed to do. Number 3, Ordinary Time, Part 1. You get part 1, you get part 2. Now, the part 1 is a season of growth and reflection on Christ's life and teachings. The first part happens after the baptism of the Lord and runs until Shrove Tuesday. I know you don't know what Shrove Tuesday is. It's the day before Lent. Now you know. That's why I'm your e-catechist. Number 4, Lent. Lent is a 40-day season of penance, fasting, and prayer, preparing us for Easter. It begins on Ash Wednesday. As rigorous as Lent may be sometimes, I feel like a lot of Catholics feel really drawn to Lent, and it's like our favorite season. Number 5, we have Easter, the most joyful season, celebrating Christ's resurrection. It lasts for 50 days and ends on Pentecost Sunday. Now we have I'll call this number 3B. Remember when number 3 you had Ordinary Time Part 1? Now this is Ordinary Time Part 2. Now this resumes after Pentecost and runs until the beginning of Advent. It's the longest season and focuses on our journey of faith. The name is Ordinary Time, but genuinely there's nothing really ordinary about it. We celebrate saints and a lot of really awesome things. So there you have it, saints. The Catholic Church has 5 liturgical seasons, each helping us to grow in our faith and deepen our relationship with Christ. Till next time, you vote. Be Catholic.
Welcome back, Saints. Yes, you're still watching Catholic Faith Forum on... Welcome back, Saints. Yes, you're still watching Catholic Faith Forum. And today we're talking about the vital role of the lay faithful in the Catholic Church. I have with me my guests, and they've been talking a whole lot about this topic. So yes, let's go back to, there's this particular question. So what are some challenges, lay people face when trying to live out their faith in this modern world?
No, Nigerian situation, you look at the economic situation or environmental issues. First, 5 years ago, the economic situation wasn't like this. 10 years back, it wasn't this bad, and you can go on and on. So every day people are trying to survive. Yeah. And in trying to survive, you see, people are doing more than 2 jobs now to survive. And that starts affecting your spiritual life. Yeah. Because if people who work on the Sundays now, even they are summoned, those days people, because you had choices to make, ask you, can you work on Sunday? Say no, even some say I can't work on a Saturday because I have to do this, I have to do that. But now people tell you work on a Sunday, say no problem, I'll take it. So that starts affecting even your church activity. So people now switching because of since after COVID-19. So people now feeling comfortable doing online mass.
Okay.
They feel like if I attend mass online, I've done it for the Sunday. It's not an issue. So a whole lot. So that's economic situation is affecting people to practice their faith the way they were doing before. Then other environmental issues, peer influence, people around. You see people now who find it so easy not to go to church and don't have any reason for not going, and they're relaxed. And when you keep that kind of friends, it starts influencing you. Start feeling like, I go last Sunday, and this, let me rest today, or I'll just do it online, or I'll do this. You see people start drifting away from that spiritual life they have built over time, because of situation of things around them, friends, economic issues, social issues, and all that. So it begins to affect. So those are the kind of issues. And as the economy or the country gets worse, it gets bad, you see people drifting away. After the COVID-19 era, you can count the number of people who returned to church activity. Yes. It took time for people to start getting back to it. Yes. Even some had to be talked to. I remember talking to a friend. He said, for now, I'm not sure I can come back to church. Let me be doing online. That's everything has stopped. No restriction, this or that. Even usage of nose masks is no longer compulsory. But the person was still having issues going back to church. So it's just those issues. But with time, hopefully, just talking to people and things getting better, people can stay. Even in the midst of that, people still practice their faith. They still do things. But everybody is not the same. So.
Exactly. Mr. Ezike, do you have anything to say on that? Any challenges? How can we curb them? Any challenges in relations to the lay faithful not being able to exercise and practice their faith in this modern world?
Yeah, if we actually look at the way the world is right now, this whole lot of thing about secularism, in a society where a lot of abnormals have now become normal. They are now norms. They have now been incorporated into the values of the well-being of human. These days now, you now have issue of gender equality, sexual immorality, people competing with living up to standard of lifestyle. Because this is how they do it now. That is how they want to do it now. So like he rightly said, when the issue of COVID occurred and the whole thing went down, for people to readjust, that gave an opening, the crack in the wall, that gave room for a lot of abnormalities to actually set in. In those days, you can't just see anybody practicing homosexualism like that in the open. But now nobody gives a damn. They want to just let us blow it. Let them know. Now you have cases of broken homes. Why? Because I don't get okay with this marriage anymore. I want to be free and a whole lot of things.
So it's more like they are deviating.
So now the society is now beginning to fashion people in another aspect. And when you hear so many preachers out there now, a lot of them are just misinterpreting the gospel. A lot of them. Imagine a man saying that Adam never ate apple and a whole lot of things. And he actually had followers. So when such persons should mingle with people who actually understand the faith, there will be what we call conflict.
Yeah.
So by the time you come to church, some says, the father is preaching about this. But when I look at it scientifically, they start going into science and going into technology, and they're not telling you that, no, AI said, and they're now using it to judge what the scripture says and what the priest says. So that brings that conflict, and some will say, I bet this conflict is getting too much. I bet let me just stay away.
It's true.
Let me stay away because I don't want my head to break. But they are not getting their information from the right source to actually help them redirect this challenge they are faced with in the society.
Okay, so let me ask the both of you one question now, Mr. Ikechukwu first. What message will you give to people who actually feel that their contribution is insignificant to the church?
For me, they should continue, because it is not the people around you that rewards you, it's God that rewards. Because sometimes you're doing a thing and nobody recognizes it. But God sees that until somebody tells you. There was a time the parish priest called me. I went to him for something and he said, I've been meaning to say thank you for the things you've been doing in the church. For me, I just see that as nothing. But he has felt it, because I'm not waiting for anybody to come and appreciate me or not. But he said he felt like saying thank you, meaning he has been saying it. So you don't need for somebody to come. Just keep doing your thing. God rewards you. It's only God, because if you're doing it for anybody, if you're not getting that reward, the physical one, then you'll be discouraged, because you're feeling like what you're doing, you're not getting the right feedback you wanted. But if you're doing it because you feel it is right to do it, you don't need anybody to encourage you for you to do. As long as you're doing what is right before God, just keep doing your thing. Whether they appreciate you now or not, a time will come, they will remember you. Like in cases of somebody doing a thing and feeling like nobody appreciates, but the moment you leave that place, you begin to hear,
your absence will be felt.
If it was when this person was here, it wouldn't have been this way. So that's just this way.
Okay. So, Ms. Ezike, can you just let us know, for those who feel like their impact is not being felt or is insignificant to the church, what's your one word to them?
To me, I feel they should just reorientate themselves. They should change their mentality of expecting that there should be a thank you that goes when you do service to God. Your service to the house of God should be a helpless thing, something you do consciously, not because I want to get a thank you or I want the priest to bring me out to the front of the altar and say, let's clap. Because if you notice, people give to others where they know they can get ovation, where they will be identified. TV, imagine somebody who wants to do charity work now, calls the TV people, you see them on TikTok, they say they are doing contact
That's what happens these days.
That is the mentality some of our Christian folks do have. But they need to reorientate themselves and ask themselves, why am I actually doing this? So by so doing, it helps them to actually know that whatever they do, it is only God that sees and is the only one that rewards.
All right. Thank you very much, Ma, for that insightful point. You two have actually spoken a whole lot about this. And I want to say a very big thank you for joining us on this episode. Thank you very much. And to you, our viewers, I hope you've learned that every little bit of effort, every impact you feel you have is very significant to the church. I would like you to like this video, comment, subscribe, and also put a comment. If you have a question, put it in the comment section. The question will definitely be answered. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
And on that note, I say, keep being saints in jeans and shirts.